Welcome back to the Shardy V Show. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shardazy. If you're new, thank you for watching. Obviously my last video was about what's on my vision board, which is right there. And so today this video is just about like how you can keep up with your goals. So let's get in. The thing about I guess New Year's resolutions, or even making vision boards, or whatever you want, like whatever you do during the new year to where you make new goals, is that I feel like it has a negative connotation because people don't understand you can't just wake up and be like, all right, I'm doing this now. Like, you can't wake up and just expect yourself to accomplish all these things when you weren't doing it yesterday. Just because it's a new year doesn't mean that you're literally a new person. You're the same person, and whatever habits you've had up until you decide to create new ones, like, you're still going to be that person. So you can't say, like, I keep seeing this meme, it's like how the gym is all packed the whole January and then in February it's not packed. But I'm like, you can't just be like, all right, I'm about to go real hard on this now. It's like you basically have to train yourself, discipline yourself into creating habits. It takes 21 days to create a habit. So you have to build up to those points. Like, you can't just pop out and like everything is all like peaches and cream and you accomplish it on your goal. I don't think it works like that. So I think that people need to realize they're shooting. I'm not saying you're shooting too high, because I think everyone should shoot for the stars, but I just think that the method to how you get there needs to be more focused. Like, I think there's this quote that's like, people overestimate what they can do. They overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. And at first I was like, what is this? But now I'm like, that makes complete sense, because people just make all these really big goals and confine them into 1 year, and it's like, A, some stuff takes longer than a year, and B, if you're not disciplined, you're not going to be able to do anything. And just because it's a new year doesn't mean you could just become disciplined if you don't want to become disciplined. Like, you have to want things. And I think more importantly, is that a word? Yes, that is a word. What's more important than wanting something is the fact that you have to work for it. Like, people are just like, manifest, 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 and it's like, bro, you can manifest all day, but if you're not working towards it, it doesn't matter. Like, you can keep posting these quotes on Twitter, you can keep writing these things on your walls, you can make vision boards, you can do all of these things, but you also have to do the work. And I feel like that's where the disconnect, or like, people will deep dive into a goal and then they'll just stop because they're not disciplined, and they then really prepare themselves to do these things. So what I'm trying to say is, I feel like, because I've been that person in the past too, like 2018, there was a few things that I wanted to do. I wanted to learn French, which I started and I stopped, and I can't think of the other things that I started and stopped, but it was a few things that I started and stopped. And I'm like, that happens when you overestimate what you can do. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. Like, that's like that's really my goal this year. Don't overwhelm yourself to the point where you stop doing things. I'm trying to make sure I make monthly goals, and like, I make monthly and weekly goals. So I try to make sure my monthly goals aren't me shooting in the dark. I want them to be like clear and concise and tangible. Like, I don't want to be saying I'm gonna be making $2 million at the end of this month, and it's like, sis, hold on. You gotta walk before you run. Like, you have to make sure you're doing, like, I just feel like people don't allow themselves time when it comes to these things, and then they don't and I don't create discipline. Obviously, that's just really what it boils down to, like, being disciplined. Even if you say you want to work out 3 times a week this year, you have to kind of ease yourself into that. So, okay, let's pick 3 days you want to go. So you're going to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Even that, I feel like that's kind of a lifestyle change. So to jump into that, you're going to be overwhelmed and exhausted. Like, I feel like you have to ease yourself into things. And I think that's where, like, creating little goals to build you up to that. So if you weren't working out in 2018 and you want to work out more in 2019, just because it's a new year doesn't mean you're just going to go to the gym. I think you should, like, okay, you want to do 3 times a week, so start off doing once a week, and then once you get into that routine, 21 days to create a habit, you add another day, and then once you feel comfortable, add the 3rd day. But I feel like that's why by the time March rolls around, people are like, what goals? I don't remember. Like, what was on my vision board? Like, that's why, because people overestimate what they're gonna do just because this whole like fantasy of the new year is around. So my suggestion to you all, if anyone's asking, is to make sure that you just set attainable goals. And that's not to say don't dream big. You should absolutely dream big. Just make sure everything is like methodical. Like, you can't jump from A to Z. You have to go A to B, B to C, and so on and so forth. Like, you can't just skip over a bunch. Like, you can't just be great over it. That's basically what people make it seem like New Year's resolutions are. Like, I'm gonna be great tomorrow because it's a new year, and I'm like, that's just not how things work. So that's just me. Another thing that I wanted to say about vision boards, New Year's resolution, whatever you call it, is that it's okay to change things. Like, it's okay if you thought you wanted to do this thing, like say you wanted to start blogging. Like, even I used to blog, which I don't really do that anymore. I do it for work, but not for my own personal. But it's okay to be like, all right, that worked for then, and I thought that's what I wanted, but I don't want that anymore. So it's okay to like change stuff. You don't have to, just because you set these goals in the beginning of the year, you don't have to stick to them. You can rearrange things, figure out what's working for you, what's not working for you, just so that at the end of the year you can look back and be like, I really created discipline within myself, and I made these things happen, and I'm happy with the results. Like, for me, it would be foolish if I continued to do some of the stuff I used to have on my vision boards, like in the past few years. Like, for what? It doesn't even serve me anymore. I'm a different person. I don't want those things anymore. So I think it's just important to remember that just because it's a new year does not mean you need to just overwhelm yourself. You don't have to overwhelm yourself trying to like keep up with, especially social media and everybody on their grind. Like, I tweeted this the other day, like, don't grind yourself to death. You don't have to do this. Like, no, take a break, rest. The good part of social media is that I feel like I get to see, especially Black people, be successful, like on a larger level. Like, there's so many, and I follow so many Black women that are like 26 to 34, and they really getting it, and I'm like, this is amazing. There was never a point in my time where I got to see that. Like, I knew a few people that were, but I didn't know a lot of people that were really successful out here. So that part is beautiful. But the part I hate is that it is like grind, don't sleep, grind. What you doing sleeping while I'm grinding? I'm like, bro, I'm tired. Like, you have to allow yourself to like take a break and rest. I don't think that, and that's what I'm working on this year. Like, I am an ambitious person, but I'm not about to overwhelm myself working until I'm absolutely exhausted. I don't think that's a healthy way to live, to be quite honest. Don't shoot the messenger. But I've been like, in 2016, I worked so much to the point where there were days where it felt like my body was shutting down. Like, I felt sick because I was so tired because I was working so much. And I'm like, we shouldn't glorify the grind culture like that. Like, you can work hard but still sleep. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be working yourself to death. So my advice to people, since it's obviously like the first week of the year, just try to set goals with intention to like build. Like, don't just think you're about to jump into the ocean and know how to swim if you ain't never swim before. Like, you have to like build yourself up to get there. So that's all for today. I hope you guys have an amazing first week of the year. I hope that you figure out something that works to where you don't feel overwhelmed by your goals. Don't let people make you feel overwhelmed by your goals or not having any. Like, that's okay too. I think, even though I was about to end this video, but that's another thing. Like, it's okay to not have concrete goals right now. Like, just because it's a new year doesn't mean life just reset. Like, your life, it's the same life. Like, it's the same life. Obviously you want to aspire to do better, but it's okay to still be trying to figure out what you want out of the year, what you want your words, like your focus words to be, what you want your mantra to be, what's your biggest financial goal. Like, that's okay. Just take your time, work on your own pace, and thanks for watching. Bye.